Recently, I've been thinking about doing a little bit of street preaching. The difficulty I'm having, however, is how to go about it. People are hurrying around you. They're busy doing the necessities of life. You're not in a church. You're not at a gospel meeting. There is no expectation on them to be thinking or considering anything in relation to God whatsoever. Therefore, the question remains, why should they listen to what you might have to say? Why should they stop? The reality of the situation is, for the vast majority of the people out there, they don't want to hear what you have to say. You're a disturbance to them. You're causing them difficulties. And as a result of that, therefore, you have to think to yourself, okay, what do I want to do about it then? What do I want to do? Why do I want to do it? I believe it's necessary for us to witness. And the problem is, I'm aware of the drawbacks of street preaching. But I'm also aware that here in Northern Ireland, there is a reluctance to invite preachers, or Christian speakers if you prefer, to address your congregation. You might poach them. You might tell them something you don't want them to hear. These are just some of the drawbacks. So we were led back into a situation where we've got to use a public backdrop to reach out with the gospel of Christ. But let's say you have an individual who is interested. They hear you preaching. They've picked up something that has caught their attention, and they very much want to hear more, but there's pressure on them. They've got to be elsewhere. They've got an appointment. They haven't finished doing what they're at. The car's parked. It's only got a limited time. They have things to do. It's difficult. Maybe the weather is inclement. Maybe there's things working against them that just does not seem to work out for you. So they have to go. And all they heard was a small few comments that may have attracted their attention. And that's it. So how to overcome that is the difficulty. Of course, the simplest way to do it is to record and put it up on YouTube. To have it on a website that they can come along and check out. It can be linked to Facebook or your Twitter account, your own homepage, so that a person only has to know who it is that's preaching. And they can go on and they can look it up at their leisure and hear the entire message. See, that would be useful. It would allow them to be able to get the proper feel for the message. And that's what we want. We want to be able to get the gospel message out so that it's not difficult for people to hear it. However, the biggest difficulty that many ministries face is exorbitant costs. If you want to advertise that you're holding a meeting somewhere, it costs a fortune. Plus you only get a certain number of the people if you're advertising in particular papers. So you might say, what about a mail drop? Again, massive amount of people, plus you're only going to get 1% thereof who might respond. And if you're only in a local area, you only can expect people to travel to you within a short distance. Here you have the problems. These are the difficulties that you face on a day-to-day basis. So what do you do about that? How do you deal with that? Again, if you put the message onto the internet, you have a perfectly balanced message. No additional costs other than your recording equipment and lights. and everything goes up online free of charge. All you need to do now is make people aware of what the information is. That brings us back to the street preaching. You see, at some point, you have to come into the public eye. You have to attract their attention. You have to get them to want to know who you are, what you're doing, and why you're doing it. So, while you can have the message on the internet, you can record the whole thing, you still have to go out in the inclement weather and preach. No escaping that. So, there's where we are. We're playing with ideas of how to do it. Now, I had considered the concept, what if we record what we preach? But then you need more than one person. You need to have people who can work a camera, that can stand around and stop it getting knocked over. You have to have other people who are there to hand out or respond to anything a person might ask. So if you have equipment and you're doing this from a professional standpoint, in front of a camera, talking to people in public, you're going to grab the attention of a lot of people. But you need other people around you. Now, in a normal situation, that's the job of the church. The speakers come out, they address the public, a member of the church is working the camera, other members of the church are working around the people, and you can also then have music, events, things happening to attract attention. You can make the gospel message as attractive as you like. But at the end of the day, you require people's cooperation. And to get the cooperation, you need people. I find that's the difficulty. I find that's the biggest difficulty that I'm faced with. I cannot get anyone else who wants to spread the gospel. They're all willing to talk about it. They're all willing to discuss the pros and cons of it. But when it gets to the nitty-gritty of feet on ground, not one to be seen. That saddens me. And I begin to wonder, is there anybody around the Omagh, Siskinore, Fintan, Barra, Dromore areas, and obviously I'm just doing a quick sweep there, who might have an interest in promoting Jesus Christ to the local area, using the media of the internet. We've already established a website, we've already got the equipment, we've already in place. We're even inviting speakers to come and share with us, to do their 5 minutes in front of the camera, and we'll edit it and put it up there for them. We're willing to do that. It's not just me, it's you. If you're a speaker, if you have a witness for Jesus Christ in your heart, talk to me. I want to put you on the internet. I want to get you to come out and share the witness. Simple as that. But we'll see. We'll see. It's all we can say. Perhaps you'll do it, perhaps you won't. Either way, the witness will go out one way or another. This is William, Exploding Word Ministries, signing off. Bye.